Today on Running to Him.
We have a final warning. We will not escape if we ignore the warning from heaven. Today we will read Hebrews chapter 12, verses 25 through 29, and concentrate on verses 25 through 29. Hebrews 12, 25 through 29 says, "See to it that you do not refuse him who is speaking. For if those did not escape when they refused him who warned them on earth, much less will we escape and turn away from him who warned you from heaven. And his voice shook the earth then. But now he has promised, saying, Yet once more I will shake not only the earth, but I will shake the heaven." This expression, "yet once more," denotes the removing of things which can be shaken, as in created things, so that those things which cannot be shaken may remain. Therefore, since we receive a kingdom which cannot be shaken, let us show gratitude, by which we may offer to God acceptance and service with reverence and awe, for our God is a consuming fire. The vast majority of those who read these devotions are Christians, and therefore most of the content is focused on those who are and have seeking a relationship with Christ. The author of Hebrews sends a warning today to those who don't have a relationship with God as those who do. The author mentions two groups of people, those warned on the earth and those warned from heaven. The first group is specifically the Jews from the time of the Exodus up to the crucifixion, resurrection, and ascension of Christ into heaven. The second group consists of those after his ascension, everyone on earth. The Jews received the promise before Christ's coming. Everything else received the offer of Christ's gifts after he rose to heaven. But I think a third group needs to be today's warning. Those who profess Christ but do little or nothing to progress in that relationship. Now, I firmly believe in the theological proposition of once saved, always saved. Only one action will permanently remove us from God, refusing to accept what Christ has offered. But extending salvation truth to someone who says some words and then ignores Christ's commandments is foolish thinking. Those Jews who lived through the Passover as adults died in the wilderness as sinners. They believed in God as slave people and rejected him as free. Only Joshua and Caleb entered the promised land of those adults who came out of Egypt. Paul writes in Romans 10, verses 8 through 10, "But what does it say? The word is near you, in your mouth and in your heart. That is the word of faith which we are preaching, that if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, and believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For with the heart a person believes, resulting in righteousness, and with the mouth he confesses, resulting in salvation." The key to that passage is the heart. This term could also be translated as the whole self, meaning wholly committed. Chrysostom, who lived 354 to 407 AD, writes, "The understanding must be strongly fixed in pious faith, and the tongue must be hurled forth by its confession of the solid resolution of the mind." Those are from the baptismal instructions. God is a forgiving, loving God. He cares for us because he knows our frailty, but there are limitations on us, not him. Matthew writes in 7:21 through 24, saying this, "Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven will enter. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name cast out demons, and in your name perform many miracles? And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness." Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and acts on them may be compared to a wise man who built his house on the rock. In this judgment, Jesus condemns those who have only used words in their relationship with him. The works that they did were for their own well-being, not for those to whom they were ministering. Jesus rejected such thinking and condemned those who thought that way. We who believe we have been warned do not reject Christ through your actions or the lack thereof. We are to focus on Christ and all his works for us in his kingdom, and then we will be rewarded.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.